Mhm.
Hi, everyone. I'm here with Maria Garcia, Don Eligio's niece and chairperson of the Itzamna Society, which co manages Eligio Ponte National Park in Belize. And as some of you may know, recently there has been a very difficult and potential emergency. So, Maria, would you speak about what's happening around EPNP right now and the Mountain Pine Ridge area next to it?
Yes, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Maria Garcia, and we are the ones who are the caretakers of the Ashmenalihu Panti National Park. Um, what's happening is that we are having, a logger company that wants to get into a very sacred area in the Mountain Pine Ridge, which is a forest reserve, and it's buffering the Eligio Panti National Park. um, they want to cut in the ancient trees that are there for us, like Maya Yucatecans. The trees have a life, the trees have an energy, and especially grandpa trees that are 100 years or over 100 years. And plus, what will happen with our animals, like for example the jaguars, the tapirs, the spider monkeys, because that area is as well the home of one of of the rare species of monkey, which is the spider monkey, and also it's the home of the jaguar, because the jaguar usually holds a huge portion of land so that he can be able to survive. And that's like a corridor, that that links to Chicabul and links to the Mountain Pine Ridge and links to Eligio Panti National Park. And if that area is gone, then it's like that corridor is cut, and so it will be very difficult for the animals to traverse the forest. And separately from that, disturbing the forest, it's also disturbing the watersheds, and our water system comes from that area. And as well, the flooding, when the rain starts, that will be massive flooding that will go into the Makal River and then downstream. And downstream, we have other, Mayan communities and communities all the way, up to Belize City, because it runs down the Makal River, then joins with what we call the Belize River that joins the sea. So that will be massive floodings. And separately from that, we have our sacred sites within this area. Sacred sites, where our people, used to make their ceremonies. They have inhabited the areas. And so they are so ancient as time itself. And if we destroy them, that will never come back. Our rangers, usually patrol those areas, and they say that there are sacred temples, that our people, built like pathways with slate stone and links to the river, links to the other side, and the other side is this, forest reserve that these people want to destroy. I think we have to like protect this area, because that's where the future of our community stand. That's the future of our future generations. What will happen with our communities? In my community is 80% farmers, and if the water starts to go down, and suddenly we don't have water within our community, what will happen with our with our food? And then what will be the future of the future generations? Because if we don't have water within the community, it's like there is no life. So we are calling, it's very urgent, we are calling for everybody. The awareness have to be there, and even our government to touch its heart, and to really think about this situation, because I think, it's sad what we are, going through right now. There is a lot of floodings around, and when there is a lot of floodings, the humble people are the ones that suffer. And floodings is always caused by something. And what we are seeing is that too much deforestation, it's causing all these problems. In the north part of my country, the rain just started, and our communities are getting flooded. And why? Because of the mass deforestation. And I think, all these things that are happening should be, like a calling voice to us, so that we, be aware and not to continue doing, things that we shouldn't do. Because at the end, we are the ones who will suffer. At the end, we are going to pay for it. Mother Nature, comes back and lashes us. Why? Because we are not taking care of her. I think if the forest is there, it's because it have, a reason why. And why go and disturb it, why go and, and take away, these trees that are lifetime trees, because those are the ones that holds down, the soil. And when there is a flooding, when there is a hurricane, these trees are the ones that are there, to battle anything before it reaches us. So with that, we call on to our authorities, our PM, to really think about it. He needs to think about his people, and especially the communities that are close to this area, because we are the ones who are going to be, affected. So with that, I, I ask, our communities to, to make this, um, to be aware of what can happen. Because if we don't start, to take this, thing seriously, nobody else will suffer more than us. And so I call on to my humble community, our farmers, our youths, which are the future generations, that we really, really have to, um, take it seriously, that we have to pray, and, we have to defend what is ours. And water is our life. Our forest is our life. The sacred animals that are there, it's because they have a mission to accomplish. That's why they are there. Our sacred sites, which are part of our culture is as old as time itself. So we have to protect what is ours.
Thank you so much. I would love to add for the international community, Maria, some pieces that are held up by the wisdom that you just shared. Is an understanding that trees are like baskets that hold everything together, but also
Mm-hmm.
your call to action for your own community has to ripple out to the international community that benefits from your culture. So if anyone has ever benefited from the wisdom of your uncle's healing through whichever school or whichever teacher, I don't care, however it came to you have to speak up for this forest. You have to speak
Mm-hmm.
up for these people. You have to
Mm-hmm.
do things that will support their longevity. Please email the Belizean government. Look for ways to help. If you have anything to donate, donate it. If you can avoid buying products that actually add to this deforestation, such as, wooden carvings that are souvenirs but might be a result of poaching, if you can raise awareness through social media, if you can pray, if you can do anything, now is the time. Because as we discussed prior to the recording, Maria, if it starts with Mountain Pine Ridge, it'll continue into EPNP.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the
Mm-hmm.
things you mentioned that I think is really important for people to understand is that, these kinds of deforestation projects do not happen in isolation. Once they take out the trees, they then parcel off those pieces of land for essentially wealthy foreigners or wealthy foreign
Mm-hmm.
corporations to buy, to build resorts, so that people can put their money into this space and gentrify it. But in the meantime, your community gets washed away. So, is there
Mm-hmm.
anything you'd like to add to that for people outside of Belize? How can they support you?
I think for any brother and sister down there, that wants to support us, I think it's like how you said, to probably write our government, to to meditate on this situation, and also, like for example, if we can have, people, come down and well, if they can, and document this, what's happening, or document, our areas that we are protecting, because we have a protected area that we are protecting, and we protect it because we know that if we don't protect our forests, what will be the future of our communities. But if we are doing our part, and then, things like this start to happen, it makes us sad, because it must have a balance, not an unbalance. So I think, if people can come down and, see the situation, and call us, and if they, can help us with, like liars, in whatever they can help, we'll really appreciate it, because at this time I think we have to, join efforts as to be able to safeguard the balance of forest that we have here on earth, because every day it's getting little, every day it's getting little, and at the end it's sad, because we are destroying our own home, our own nest, the future of our future generations. So if, what are we going to them? Leave them without land, leave them without water. We have to, secure their future. So I think we welcome, any, any help, any strength that we can, blend together, as to be able, to protect these sacred areas.
Thank you, love. Anything we can do, we will do to help. And anybody with photography skills, videography skills, legal
Mm-hmm.
skills, environmental skills, archaeological skills, whatever
Mm-hmm.
it is, any lateral thinking you have of how to
Mm-hmm.
raise awareness, how to
Mm-hmm.
argue for the protection of this land, get in touch and let this be a living example of working together as a human species to protect what is sacred. So, Maria,
Mm-hmm.
thank you so much. I'm really grateful for this time. Is there anything else you want to add, or do you feel complete with this video at this time?
I think, what we want to is, like for example, we need a lot of prayers, because we do believe in the power of spirits as well. So I think prayers, we need a lot of prayers, and I think with prayers we can conquer anything as well. So please keep us in your prayers.
Always. Thank you, love. I'm going to
Mhm.
end this recording now. Blessings. Thank you. Thank you.
Blessings too. Mhm.